Welcome, hello, Yasu, hi, my name is Tai Kölner, and today I'm in my favorite spot for writings. Let's dig into our topic again about demon allies, entities, and today how you get into contact with them, because this is quite different depending on whom you want to contact. To those who don't know me yet, I will introduce a little. My name is Tai Kölner. I'm an author, I'm a black magician, I'm a follower of the draconian path, so invocations are part of my business, but also I'm an empath, so first contacts were even before I did do that. And this is why I want to dig into this today a little deeper, because there are different ways how you get into contact with other entities. If you didn't subscribe my channel yet, make sure to subscribe my channel so you stay updated if you want to keep in touch here. So how is it? There are different kinds of entities. I did do in one of my previous videos where I did do some singing, I did show you how to speak wind. So in that case you use sound for getting in touch with entities or energy streams you want to work with. This is one way you can do. Then there is a classic way. The classic way is you just use a ritual book, a grimoire, where a ritual is written and you do the invocations using the essences which are in there and using the, the outer frame of interior just to do the ritual as it was done 1,000 times before. The benefit on this kind of rituals is the more a ritual is done, the more strong it is. So of course you have a benefit of a stable structure you just need to link into by using a ritual which was done over and over and over again. You can also write an own ritual. So for the grimoires, it's entities like Belial, Astaroth, Lucifer, and so on. But you can also link to, that would be necromantic work. You could also link, for example, to skulls. In this case, I have a skull from an animal. And this one I did contact as a guardian when I do some certain travels. And I will not unveil all my ritual I wrote because that's mine, but it was basically a friending with that entity which once was living in that shell. So you link to that energy of that dead one by, for example, writing as an invocation or a pact to this entity. Basically by this entity it was an allyship. We did breathe the same air, we did drink the same waters, we did eat from the same ground. We are of the same flame. Just for, it is not the original one, but basically this one. So I did friend with this entity, I did vibe into that entity I wanted to work with. And as an empath, you will directly see if you get connection or not. In my case, to this cutie I'm working with, she really gets into direct contact with my Aina, so with my third eye. So if I feel like a unicorn, I know she is in contact. So if I go for certain rituals or meditations and I want to take her with me, I can just invocate her by that way. And I can use this skull as a tool in my rituals to get the direct connection in my works. This is one way you can use by tools which once were owned by that dead one or part of the dead one. While there is a backflash, sorry, I have to share this as well. When people go for church, eat that bread, it is my flesh, drink that wine, it is my blood. Hello, how necromantic is that? I mean, about rituals, The other thing is if you are using incenses, there are classical incenses you can use for, it's like you invite a guest. So you want the guest to feel home at yours, and so you do a dinner or present some drinks he likes. And this is same about entities. You sometimes have incenses which are classical used by them, but be experimental. Try something new. Ask in a meditation, what do you like? And so adjust your mixtures if you can do so. It is not said it is working, but sometimes it is working even more than the traditional ones. Yeah, now we got different kinds of entities. It is one, the nature forces, so you can get yourself out into the nature, placing on a hill, catching the wind, invoking the wind. You can get in touch with entities of decayed ones when you are on a graveyard, just sitting there meditating. Basically, if you ask me, there is no spot on earth, not where we are living, where no one ever died. So basically, if you sit down in a forest and if you try to link to energies of previous people who did live here or animals who did live here, you probably even get connection there. And this is something what happened to me in past before I got into invocations like they are written in books. I was like a whale. In the beginning of my channel I told about, I was somebody who was just walking around with open senses, open like a barn. And when I did sense an energy and it was interesting to me, I just opened and we got into contact. And sometimes I consciously did invite this energy to stay a while. So, okay, the hook on this is if this energy doesn't want to leave, you have to find out, reverse tour, welcome guest. You have to find out what this guest doesn't like at all. And this can be music, this can be senses, this can be nutrition in a certain way. Maybe it hates. So here I am again after one of my entities that decide to block me. Yeah, so of course, yes, there are techniques how you can cast out entities if they are too close and if there are no common banishing rituals. I will get into this another time. For now, let's just say there are traditional entities you can call forth by grimoires or books which are quite old, or you can write own rituals. Also, sometimes you find them just by sensing, so be conscious about your senses. If you already did skill on extending your senses, you probably are already able to find entities you can work with. Yeah, and then there are also entities you can meet up when you have, for certain musics or meditations, when you pass thresholds. These entities for normal don't use any names, or they don't listen to any names. Of course, you could hand an entity you meet a name, but this would be nothing else but a fetch to yourself. So if you find an entity on another level, on another dimensional level, which has no matter place, which also does not need any languages, of course, because there is no mouth to speak it. But there are sometimes frequencies you can remember and recall, and so you can mimic the frequencies, or you connect it to a certain picture or to a certain object, and so you can get in touch by that, because the energy or the impact of the entity is for yourself connected to this object or to that sound. And so you are establishing the contact again by getting into the vibe of that energy. So by that entity in this case. These entities are very, very different to our plane. So they are far away from our way of living. They are far away from human emotional business. They are also far away from meta body business. It is more a cosmic way what you can learn from them. So how the basic structure is sorted and how life in essence is created. So you have to first point out who you want to work with, what your purpose is to work with them, and also basically you have to find a way how to invite them as a guest. This can be in a traditional way, like doing a grimoire. So let me be a little cheeky, making a phone call. Or you can stand on a hill calling for them by your energy. You can use incenses or sounds or scents or whatever, or nutrition to attract them. So you try, as for a guest, to attract your guest to want to work with you. And this is where we want to dig into in the next video. Why does these entities want to work with us anyways? What is their benefit to work with us? So this for today. I wish you a wonderful one and see you next time.